This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our new sponsor, Greenworks Consults, a company run by longtime listener to the show, Jason, who is an expert when it comes to helping businesses get better at doing business. Jason and his team over at Greenworks Consults are good at helping businesses tune up and dial in their operations with better project management, workflow mapping, and design and process standardization. They're experts in Lean and Six Sigma and can work with you to make things run more smoothly and profitably. Learn more about what Greenworks Consults is up to over at greenworksconsults.com, with works spelled WORX. That's greenworksconsults.com. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Friday, November 8th, 2019, and you're tuned into episode 836 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. We kick off the end of the week with news that former Canobie Growth CEO Bruce Linton has landed, taking a position as executive chairman of Minnesota-based multi-state operator Vireo Health. The company said Linton will be taking an active role in operations and that he would be receiving a healthy chunk of stock for his efforts. Linton was fired this summer from his position as CEO of Canobie Growth in the midst of a slump in the company's stock price, which came with the overall softening of the legal cannabis public sector. New Cannabis Ventures has more here if you need it. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com. We return to a recent storyline for our second top headline today, looking at a case I reported on Wednesday about a police bust in New York City of a 106-pound shipment of legal industrial hemp that the cops claim is illicit cannabis. We're picking this one back up because new information is rolled out, solidifying the claims that the seized buds are nothing more than properly grown hemp. For one, it turns out that the owner of the hemp farm is a friend of mine, something I didn't pick up on in the original reporting of this story. Vermont's Fox Holler Farm, which provided the hemp seized by police, is owned by my friend Jehala Dudley, who actually worked here at MJ Today Media, helping out with our newsfeed email newsletter. Jehala told a reporter with ABC7 that each shipment of hemp that she sends out comes with a copy of THC test results showing it to be below legal limits. VT Digger has a well-reported and detailed story on this, which I encourage you to read. We'll very likely see stories like this again in the coming years as police slowly wake up to this new world of more legal marijuana. Today's final top story is a pickup by Kyle Yeager over Marijuana Moment of a statement of support given by New York Congressional Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for the decriminalization of psychedelics, as well as the full legalization of marijuana. Representative Ocasio-Cortez recorded a video statement in which she talked about the need for further progressive drug policy reforms that played in the opening plenary session at yesterday's International Drug Policy Reform Conference in St. Louis, Missouri. She also talked about legislation she introduced to redirect DEA funding to opioid treatment programs. You can pop over to Kyle's story at Marijuana Moment for the full read here and to watch the video statement yourself. Those are top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz it in headlines, let's quickly thank our new sponsor, Greenworks Consults, which is run by longtime listener to the show, Jason, who's an expert when it comes to helping businesses get better at doing business. Jason's team over at Greenworks Consults, with works spelled WORX, specializes in helping legal cannabis businesses do things like develop basic standard operating procedures and key process indicators, and to run analysis of your company's process capabilities. Jason and the Greenworks team knows how to implement Six Sigma project management as well as Lean project management, which will help you cut waste and improve your bottom line. The days of being just able to open up a marijuana dispensary anywhere without much effort and thriving are behind us now, and it's time to get your business operations tuned up and dialed in. If you have a business that does stuff, then you need to get in touch with Jason over at Greenworks Consults so they can help you do stuff better. Open up greenworksconsults.com to learn more. Again, with works spelled WORX. That's greenworksconsults.com. All right, time for the blitz. E-cigarette maker Juul is getting ahead of expected federal restrictions on vaping by closing down its business line selling mint-flavored nicotine vaporizer pods, which are generally ranked as the most popular flavored vape among underage consumers. This is big news because mint-flavored vapes represents around 70% of the company's current revenue, which has already taken hits after the company stopped selling fruity-flavored vapes. Kimberly Lawson over at Marijuana Moments writes about a recently published study finding that the number of young people with cannabis use disorder is decreasing. That's the diagnosed condition characterized by, among other things, having a negative relationship with cannabis. This one is interesting because there's a decent case to be made that the legalization and normalization of marijuana are actually having a positive impact on how people use marijuana. A criteria used in diagnosing cannabis use disorder is when you use marijuana despite ongoing social or interpersonal problems. When the world around you starts becoming cooler with the idea of you liking cannabis, that can eliminate most or many social and interpersonal problems. This one is worthy of a deeper dive in. Give it a read. Marijuana giant Kushko Holdings just reported results for its fiscal fourth quarter and full year ending August 31st and has some big numbers to share, with Q4 net revenues growing 135% year over year to $47 million. KushCo pulled in $149 million in net revenue for the entire fiscal year, realizing a net loss of $29 to $39 million, depending on which accounting standards you apply. Another story you could read more about over at New Cannabis Ventures. New numbers out of Canada shows that licensed producers appear to have a large stock of unsold cannabis products, which measures around 30 times more than current market demand, though some of that supposed overstock is likely to actually be cannabis trim and stems. Even so, there's some measure of oversupply up in Canada that is worthy of staying on top of. If you do business up north, this is another good one to add to your list to read today. Keeping our sights up north, the Toronto Star looks at how things are going in Canada this fall as the nation experiences its first legal adult use outdoor harvest. Outdoor marijuana cultivation has taken place in Canada for many, many years, of course, but this fall is the first time that the danger of being arrested has been fully thrown off. It's kind of a big deal. Canadian rapper and actor Drake is partnering up with Canobie Growth on a new marijuana brand to be called More Life Growth. There are few details released so far, but Leafly is reporting that Drake will own a majority share in the venture, which will build out a production facility in Toronto. And finally for today, we have a super lame story out of Michigan, where a school district is considering adopting a plan to drug test students participating in after-school sports and clubs. Officials with the Plainwell Community School District are looking at a plan that would force students failing a drug test to meet with their parents and to take a drug education class. Student athletes would be forced to miss out a full quarter of their athletic season. This is just a terrible idea for so many reasons, so I wanted to point it out in the headlines today. Lame. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again Monday morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Greenworks Consults, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.